Hello everyone. In the previous session, we learned about customers, the people who pay for the services that your startup provides, and how to interview them to better understand their problems. Has anyone actually interviewed some potential customers? Is there anyone who is developing a business plan or service without interviewing anyone yet? Now, in this session, I will explain about monetization. Once you are clear about the problem you are addressing, the attractiveness of your market, and your potential customers, you need to be clear about how your startup will make money. A startup is not a volunteer organization. It is a commercial business, so you need to make money. Before that, however, let us check the answers to the mini quiz in the previous session. First, the answer to question 1. What is the biggest reason startups fail? It is no market needs. Next, the answers to question 2. What are 5 questions to ask in a customer interview? They are: what is the hardest part when you do this? Tell me the most recent time you encountered this problem. Why was that hard? What have you done to solve this problem? And what didn't you like about the solutions that you have tried? And the answers to question 3. What are the 3 don'ts in customer interviews? They are pitching, requesting answers, and testing your potential customer. Customer interviews should be conducted not only at the ideation stage, but also in the subsequent stages. Please master how to do it. Now, let us move on to today's main topic, the monetization model. As I mentioned at the beginning, your startup is not volunteer-based. We need to make it commercially profitable. No one would invest in a business that is not profitable, and no employee would want to join such a company. Therefore, as a founder, you need to make a profit from the business that you are launching. By now, you understand that you need to make a profit. So, how do you make money? Monetization means how you charge your customers for the services you provide. There are several ways to charge them. Is there anyone watching this video who can already explain how to make money for your business? If so, it may need to be corrected. So please learn more through this session. According to Y Combinator, there are 9 monetization models for startups. Please note that these classifications are not based on industries such as finance or healthcare, but on how to make money. I will explain them one by one. The first is enterprise. This model involves a fixed-term contract with a large company as a customer. For example, a major IT company, SAP, falls in this model. Since the target is large corporations, the decision maker who signs the contract is often different from the user, which makes it difficult to sell. Sales is very important in this model. Often, you would need to start with a pilot project. The advantage of this model is having a high unit price once the contract is signed. The second is SaaS. This is an abbreviation for Software as a Service, and it is a service that charges its customers on a regular basis by subscribing to some kind of software solution. There are many services that you are probably familiar with, such as Zoom for video conferencing and Slack for business chat, both of which have become explosively popular during the COVID pandemic. Regardless of the size of the company, companies would want to improve the efficiency of various operations. And I think most companies have monthly, or if not annual, subscriptions for some kind of software. The third is usage-based. Literally, you are charged for what you use over a certain period of time. For example, AWS may be very easy to understand as an example. Even in traditional businesses, for example, utilities such as water and electricity are charged based on usage fees. The idea is the same. The fourth is subscription. This typically involves charging individual consumers on a regular basis for goods or services. For example, there are subscriptions for both services and goods, such as a monthly subscription to Netflix or Disney Plus, or a monthly subscription to shaving blades from Dollar Shave Club. A big advantage is that it is easy to predict sales, as a fixed amount of sales will come in on a recurring basis unless the subscriber explicitly tells the company to stop. The two sides of the same coin are the retention of customers who are contracted with us, who determines the success or failure of our business. The fifth is transactional. This is a business that performs financial transactions on your behalf and collects a percentage of those transactions as a commission. This is a model where you can make money from commissions by handling money transactions on their behalf, such as Stripe for payment services and PayPal for international remittances. The key point is that they are directly involved in the exchange of money, and they control the money that goes in and out. So once a business gets off the ground, it tends to become a huge infrastructure in that field. Many fintech companies follow this model. The sixth is marketplace. The sixth is marketplace. As an intermediary between buyers and sellers, you earn a percentage of the total transaction amount as a commission. Airbnb acts as an intermediary between those looking for a vacation rental and those who want to rent out a spare room in their house, while eBay acts as an intermediary between those who want to sell unwanted items and those who want to buy second-hand goods at a low price. It is necessary to solve the problem faced by both the supply side, which is the sellers, and the demand side, which is the buyers. The seventh is e-commerce. This is literally a model where you sell certain products online for profit. There are those that sell a wide range of products and those that specialize in one product, such as Amazon, which is synonymous with e-commerce, and Warby Parker, which specializes in inexpensive glasses. The eighth is advertising. It is a business that places advertisements on media that have a large audience, previously newspapers and TV, but now SNS and content-related websites, and earns revenue from advertising fees from advertisers. Typical examples include the well-known Facebook and the bulletin board social news site Reddit. Since these media are so familiar to everyone, many startups are interested in this field. But since it is a model that cannot be established without having a huge audience, the number of companies that can actually succeed with this model is actually limited. The ninth is hardware. It is literally a model of selling devices and machineries to consumers and businesses. Examples include Xiaomi, a Chinese smartphone company, and Boom, a supersonic jet startup whose strength is innovative technology. Since the initial investment is large, this model is usually difficult for a startup. But once established, the barriers of entry are very high. From these 9 models, you will find 5 points that are directly linked to success: recurring revenue, high retention, creating barriers to entry, being as close to payment as possible, and scaling with software without relying on people. Please keep in mind these points when you decide on a monetization model. By the way, there are 3 common mistakes people make when it comes to monetization. First, being reluctant to charge. Please stop providing your services for free or at extremely low prices. If your customers don't pay to use your service, chances are you are not targeting the right customers, or you are probably addressing the wrong problem in the first place. Second, trying to invent your own monetization model. As explained, there are several proven monetization models, so choose the model that suits your business. Also, combining multiple monetization models. Many late-stage startups and big corporations use several models to expand their business further. But early-stage startups should first create a strong service with a single monetization model. Early-stage startups should focus on making their products and services innovative and choose the way to charge money from established models. Do not even consider having your own monetization model. Now, to conclude this session, let us have a mini quiz. The first question is, can you list the 9 monetization models in Y Combinator's definition? The second question is, what are 5 proven winning secrets in monetization? And lastly, what are the 3 common mistakes in monetization? Please review this video lecture on your own and prepare your answers before the next session. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.